Alright, so it's double elimination. You know, we could get blasted out of the tournament here. You know, we're on we already had our free loss already. Let's see how far we go. I think we missed check-in. Oh, did we? Did we both miss the check-in? It disqualified both of us? Well, it disqualified both of us, so we can just play it out, right? Yeah, Bagels and I both forgot to check in for our match. He's sleep deprived and I'm mayonnaise. What's the opposite of deprived? They can't disqualify both of us since we both forgot. Like, that's the thing. That's the teamwork between Bagels and me. It's like, if one if one of us had forgot, then that would be like kind of annoying to fix. But it just says both of us got disqualified, so we'll just play it out and just have the admins change it afterwards. I mean, he's running like 3 standalone, right? Like, what a fucking troll, dude. I think Bagels is the kind of kid who would like bluff standalone in the spot. So how this works, by the way, is like, in general, the GTO line for the Shadow Assassin player here is to always be, well, not always. You shouldn't say always, but you should lean towards open standaloning, right? You're supposed to open standalone on the attack, so you deal 5 instead of 2. But if you want to be cheeky, it's like you can bluff that you don't have it and make them waste a Mystic Shot. Bagels is like a cheeky fucker. We're just gonna chill. Like, it depends, like what exactly the situation is that you think, right?
What you looking for?
He's passing. So that's really cheeky. That's really, really cheeky. Because if he actually does have, like, if he does have standalone, now he's risking burning mana. This is like, it's even further down. Whereas, like, if he didn't have standalone before, all he's risking is like a 3 damage, that's fine. If he has it now, if he had it now, that's the risk. If he has it now, then he's actually just risking burning 3 mana, and that's a lot more crazy. So this is like, it's still a bluff spot, but it's a bigger bluff, basically, right?
Safeguard our homes.
You cannot escape.
I think I'm fine taking this attack. Kind of forces that block out, so we're getting like pretty good free value. He doubles down. Yeah, it's exactly. It's, I don't know if that would be the best example of it. And that standalone is well within his range, because there's a lot of standalone hands. So he played it from the right side of hand, right? Which means he's had it all along. And a common way you'll play this opener is like, you'll play the Shadow Assassin, trade it off, and then be standalone in your Lifeblade. So standalone is fully in his range now that he's shown the Lifeblade. And now suddenly you have a few options. I mean, we could move in with like Mystic Shot, Thermo, or something like that, get the standalone out of his hand. I honestly think that's just gotta be worth doing right now. Like, the Mystic Shot only gets countered by standalone, and then the Thermo cleans up. And it's good enough. It's like, you're still trading up overall. He knows I would only do this if I had a Thermo Beam in hands, and the opportunity to like move in on removal when we know he doesn't have an answer. He's a deck that has a lot of answers to things, right? He has barriers, he has tricks, he's got denies. So being able to move in on the removal that our hand pre-commits us into on an opportunity, a rare opportunity where he doesn't have mana for his removal, works pretty well for this. 2 for 2. Why not just Thermo? Thermo is a bit vulnerable to a few things. Because, first of all, it doesn't get the standalone out of his hand. And second of all, if he has, like, Prismatic Barrier, that feels really bad. Getting the standalone out of his hand is important. We can't deny its value. It's impossible. He will get value out of it if he has it. So we need to use it there. It's the easiest troop of our life. Average. Not a particularly well-endowed troop. Easiest troop of our life. Below average. We're hitting some fairly weak troops today. We hit, this is like, for the double troop hands into one Bull of Elnux and nothing else. That's like the, 10th percentile? 8th percentile? It's really, really low, given, you know, our hand state. Given that we've drawn 0 bulls and 2 troops. It's something around there. Maybe 5th percentile. Might be closer to 5th, actually. Yeah, it's quite down there. I'm pretty ready to start swinging in here. He could be on, like, Spirit's Refuge plus something weird. It's just, like, it's kind of just an easy full swing, though. 3rd worst result. If you want to look at it like that, you can. Yes, it's like the 3rd worst result out of all the options possible. That's technically true. Yeah, it's like 5th percentile. Yeah, it's really down there. You had a high chance to brick the 2nd troop? No, because it shuffles the deck. That's why people are running Troop of Elnux. Honestly, this card would feel a lot worse if it didn't shuffle. I mean, maybe that's how they'll nerf it. Or maybe they'll just make it grab from like 5 or 8 instead of 10 or something like that. Who knows?
The order rewards its faithful.
So you got to think about the ranges here. I think Static Shock is fairly easy. It's nice and non-committal. We just want to get our targets up for Ezreal. I know it seems like we should just be going straight face because he's at 7, but I think the Static Shock there is pretty free. Deny, yeah, Deny's the one thing that punishes that, but I don't think we're in a situation where, like, if he has Deny, he's gonna hold on to it there. Like, or sorry, he's gonna hold the mana for it there, and I don't think we're gonna be able to. Like, the thing is with our hand, we have no other options, right? Because we can't wait on the Static Shock. If he's playing intelligently, if he puts us on Shock, he's not gonna tap out for Deny while we have a hand like this. Like, we haven't played Shock, he knows we have 3. If we're on Shock, we have a hand that can't really wait for it because we have a 4-card hand. Just because we don't have other options, we can't really wait for it, so we can't really beat Deny no matter when we play it. So he's going to go ahead and take the Remembrance here. We're going to go ahead and let that resolve. And then, of course, we'll take the Mystic Shroud on the Karma. Pretty free. Again, just getting in a removal while it's good. I think killing the Karma is a pretty necessary step here. He has 7 mana, so we're going to the 8 mana turn, and he's running 2 Judgments in his deck. Judgment's a little awkward. I mean, to be honest, I think Ezreal's just a better win condition than trying to go straight face. I think just like, if I just start sticking it in his face, it's just really risky. It's so easy for me to just start shotting face and for that to blow up in my face. I think I actually have pretty good odds if I slow play this. That being said, I don't know. I mean, sometimes we're in like kind of the same situation. Like if I just draw bad cards for a few turns, it feels bad. But part of the reason we're able to do that, at least my rationale for it, it's possible moving in for face was correct there. But a large part of my rationale was the fact that we have a draw on this board. It's like my hand looks like we're low on resources, so you might think I just have to just start shipping it, seeing if we're good. But I do think this draw, like our hand does have some more resources. I think we're able to play a little bit slower. I don't know, I mean, we could attack wide, loses a lot of value to Judgment, and we have no like Harsh Winds, whereas this kind of allows us to draw into Harsh Winds. I think I have to take this block. Yeah, there's the Chungus. And this feels good. Now, like, this is the card that rewards me for keeping the Ezreal. It could have been close. That was a close decision, by the way. Like, Static Shocking and Mystic Shrouding, 2 targets that aren't faced when he's at 7, and he's not using the Health Potion version of the list. That's a close call. That could have been wrong. But it's very, very close between those 2 things. So, if he has Judgment, he's going to need to be holding the mana for it here. So what I can do is I can basically play out my card. That's going to be, in this case, Chumpwump. We're going to favor the Chumpwump over the Boule El Nuk. So let's go ahead and there. The Judgment play is going to represent a float. He has to. So we can kind of bait him into skipping an action here. It's pretty high likelihood. He's on a 9-card hand. Wow. Okay. He's not playing for Judgment here. He's actually just... I guess he's got a really bad hand. Wow. Okay, I mean, I just play Ezreal now and level him, right? I mean, the Ezreal can level off of basically anything. If he takes like a single combat on first action, he can threaten to kill Ezreal. Like, if he has, like, single combat deny or something. I think he doesn't have deny. It's got to be safer to just, like, Archer the big boy in full swing. Like, safer by a lot. Like, by a pretty ridiculous amount is this safer. Because the Ezreal being pre-leveled with the 2 mushrooms in hand looks good. I mean... I don't think he can really survive this here. So, the Mystic Shot on the 2-1 will level the Ezreal, and we'll be good to go in here. I will say, something that's important to understand is the strategy of the list has changed since Elnux got added in. Okay? Which is basically that because the Elnux are now in the deck, we fight for the board a bit more, which synergizes with Ezreal somewhat in a sort of roundabout way. In this case, specifically, the fact that if you target their units, like, for example, we just targeted that Shadow Assassin, and because we own the board, that allowed us to get an extra attack in. And that's really important, because it allows you to kind of, like, play more aggressively towards flipping Ezreal. So we'll take the first win here. There's no card or combination of cards in his hand that swings this. It's like, if he had a weird version, like triple health potion, then it's not necessarily over, but he's running a version with 0 health potions. Face with Ezreal, Mystic the 2-1, then Shroom Mystic was 100% win. Ezreal was only at 6 out of 8. We needed 2 triggers on him. The Icefield Archer pushed it to 7, and the Mystic Shot pushed it to 8.
They don't know what they're up against. Time for a true display.
Single combat plus refuge doesn't win him the game anymore. As long as we wait for the Ezreal to be flipped before playing it, it doesn't win him the game anymore. Normally, in normal situations with Ezreal, you can put like a 7 out of 8 Ezreal, and then in a normal situation when they move in to kill it, then you can Mystic Shot, but he has a lot of answers to that, like second single combat or deny means our Ezreal dies and we're playing into a lose condition for no reason. So last...